everybody. Uh, Welcome to Dark Souls 3 Cinders mod version 1.63. We're going to do a walkthrough here of the new Cinders mod. Now, they have a patch that takes it to 1.64. And I've seen that play, and the only thing I can really see a difference is a couple of the starting class weapons are different. There are a couple of little new items that showed up that I didn't see in this game. But other than that, it basically seems to be the same game. So, let's see. Let's get a game name for this guy. How about Bart? No, not Bart. We're just going to kind of breeze over some of, if you haven't seen the new, this is the newest Cinders mod. This actually takes Dark Souls 3 to make it, as far as I'm concerned, this is Dark Souls 3 2.0. This mod adds so many new things, so many things that not only me, but other people have wished that they had in the game originally. They've taken some things from Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, added them to this. They have taken some of the weapons, some of the other things from Dark Souls 1 and 2, and they also have some brand new weapons and brand new cool ass items that just really make this game so much more enjoyable. First of all, if you got one of the first mods, you just got like this set of new classes, and there are 2 or 3 different ones. With this one, you get all these. I mean, I'm not going to go through every one. I mean, we can kind of skim over them. The Sentinel, that's the one I'm going to start with. The Sentinel. He starts with the Zweihander greatsword. Starts with some strength, not very much faith or intelligence or attunement, but I want to use him because I want to do a strength build with a little bit of pyromancy, because pyromancy has changed in this game too. It is actually a little bit stronger. And the Pyromancy glove cannot be leveled up very high. You have to use fire seeds to level up the Pyromancy glove. I'll show you later on, but you can't just go to Cernix and give him Titanite shards and he'll upgrade. You can't do that anymore. It's a lot more difficult to do. But there are just so many other little neat things they have added to make this game just so much more interesting, more adjustable to your play style. You can make some personal adjustments to things. They have like a challenge mode that you can turn off and on, to where if you want to play in this challenge mode type thing, it actually will add extra bad guys to the scene, but you'll also get a higher level of souls. You'll have more stamina and everything else, but it's a lot more difficult, and they will add some enemies in there that have no business being at that level. It'll just blow your mind. I mean, I just can't say that. I'll just quit running my mouth and we'll get into it. But the mercenary, some of these guys start with some pretty cool stuff. Like the assassin now starts with the so it was the silver cat ring, I think it's called, or something like that. It basically keeps you from taking damage from falls that aren't fatal falls. A samurai who starts with a samurai, with one of the katanas. But yeah, and the warrior, he's pretty beefy. But this guy, the bandit, check this guy out. I mean, he's just. That axe, and look at that shield. I watched a video of of somebody doing a walkthrough with this character. He didn't even use the axe. He just used the shield two-handed and just literally beat the shit out of everybody in his way. They got the deprived, just like in the last game. But then they've got this paladin. Now here's one of the differences between the 1.63 and the 1.64 version. I saw the one Fighting Cowboy did the 1.64 version. And his paladin actually started with an ultra greatsword. It was almost like a Fug's, like a Full Ultimate Greatsword from the base version of this game. And he had a little bit of armor. He was a little beefier than this. But then you got the Herald, who starts out with what's he start with? What did he start with? Oh, he starts with a pike. Okay, that's right. Then you got the captain, starts with a halberd. The peasant starts with a scythe. Now, this, if you like a dex-based character, this is a really good one because that scythe is killer. In the base game, you don't get this until you almost get to the Cursed Greatwood boss fight. Then you got the explorer, who starts out with a notched whip and the covetous gold serpent ring, which actually makes your item drop. I think it boosts it like 100 points. So you get some really good rare items and a lot of drops and a lot of good stuff. Then the brand new one, the brawler. I haven't tried this guy yet, but I watched another video where a guy started out, and you can actually make this guy pretty damn powerful with the Castus. I don't know what this thing is right there, but then you got a whole bunch more here. I mean, I'm not going to go through all the hunters. The hunter with the bow, you can actually do really good with this bow. The sorcerer's pretty much the same. The pyromancer is pretty much the same. Then you come to the cleric. It's a little bit different. Then you hit the priest. He's a little different too. But then you go to the heretic. And that staff right there is pretty damn cool. It will only... Okay, you can use it for regular sorceries, dark sorceries, and pyromancies. The thing of it is it is basically tuned to dark sorceries. So when you use regular sorceries on it, the damage level is lower. So if you want regular sorceries, you have to use one of the other regular staffs. But basically, it's pretty cool. You start off with a couple of really good spells. The next one is the outcast, and this guy, looking like he doesn't have shit, is really pretty badass. He starts out with the Black Flame Pyromancy Glove. And you start out with the Dark Orb and Poison Mist. Now, those are two badass spells. Plus, you start out with a Notch Whip. So, as a dex base and intelligence and face base, I played with this guy for a little bit. And I'm not really good with dex base. I'm pretty much a strength man, but this guy was really, really fun. The spells were really powerful. So, anyway, let's get into it. Who did I say we're going to do? The Sentinel? Yeah, we're going to do the Sentinel. Let's get our character going here. And the burial gifts, check this out. If you haven't played any of the mods, check out all the burial gifts you can start with. All the, an extra Estus Shard, Bone Shard, or 10 Titanite Shards if you want, to help start buffing your weapon, or upgrading your weapon. And all these gems are used to buff your weapon, and you don't have to wait and find them in the game. You can actually buy them and upgrade your weapon at the very beginning of the game. Plus all these rings you have to choose from. Personally, I have to say though, I like, or the coiled sword fragment. Now basically what that is like a permanent homeward bone. It has endless uses. But you can get that later on in the game. But I start with the master key, because pretty much that lets you get into the tower right off the bat, and any place else you don't have to go search for the key, and you can get some goodies and kind of buff your character up a little bit earlier in the game. So let's get this baby started, and see if we can't get through to the first boss and get him out of the way. And because there's not a whole lot of new things in the cemetery, it really doesn't start getting good until you hit Firelink. And when we hit Firelink, that's when you find out about all the, oh my god, all the little goodies and little extras and little buffs that you can do to your character and to your weapon. So yeah, so you see he's starting. Let's see what the attack power of that thing is. Starting out with 171 attack power. And what if we do it two-handed? Two-handed, what's it going to be? You start out with almost 200 attack power almost at the beginning of the game. Oh man. So let's go ahead and normally after you when you start the game, after you kill this guy, there's a soul item. It's not there this time around. There's nothing up that little alley. Remember, this is a great sword. It takes a little bit more time to wind up, but it starts you off with an ember, so it's kind of a trade-off. And when we start getting some of the magic and the pyromancy, the FP bar over here, once you start using it, that regenerates automatically. It's pretty slow, but it does regenerate. So I just kind of use this Ashen Estus flask here. I just kind of use it as a backup because I really do. You don't need to have multiple of those flasks like you do in the other game, unless you really are just really just a solid sorcerer build. Oh, I got the wrong angle to get a backstab. I started this video on this game up a little bit ago, the same guy, and I went down to kill the crystal lizard, and I'm just not fast enough yet. My graphics card is running a little bit slow. I need a new one. This card is just it runs a little bit. This game just a little bit slow. It just. I also forget this way-hander also takes a little bit longer to swing. I keep forgetting about that. Because I'm not really that strong. I don't have that much strength yet, so it's still a little bit hard to handle. Okay, we don't need those two guys. Let's just go ahead and get to the bonfire. Get down to the boss so we can get to Firelink and get started to discover some of the new goodies, the new items, and some of the new. They actually have like little mini guides in here now. This time it's really kind of a neat deal that tell you all the like the covenants that you join. They are really kind of more important this game than they were before. The covenant badges that you get when you join the covenants will actually give you upgrades. Like, oh god, well, I'll just wait until we get to the list to show you. It's just unbelievable, the little extra add-ons that you can buff your character and your armor and your weapons, and just I'm almost in Game Boy heaven. So let's get the Titanite shard over the edge here is still in the same place, and still got all the same bad guys here. The bad guys don't start changing up until you get to the first areas. This is just still kind of like a tutorial, so there's nothing really major changed about this. Yeah. And there's a few extra fire bombs. There's a few extra fire bombs right off the bat here that you don't have to go to the bottom of the hill to get. If you want to use those on the first boss after his transformation at the halfway point to that kind of 4th of July fireworks snake looking thing. Whatever the hell that thing is. Let's go get that Titanite shard. You know, when I first started playing this game, that jump used to just frustrate the hell out of me. Because it was just that you had to be just the right spot and angle to get it to land. Now it's no big deal. The jump, after over 1,000 hours of playing this game, I've really kind of mastered a lot of the things like jumping and rolling and dodging and all that stuff. Let's throw some. Did I get any fire bombs yet? No, I didn't yet. That's okay. Okay, let's go get this guy and get him out of the way. Now, when you get down here and you walk in, normally there was nothing else in here to begin with. And now you've got the little item over here. It's just the green blossom that speeds your stamina recovery if you like to use those. I don't. They're more of a pain in the butt, but maybe it's just because I haven't really learned how to use them yet. I get I have the stamina items like the shield and the ring and all that stuff that does that for me. Okay, pull this sword and let's see if we can't kill this guy. Shall we try him two-handed? lost my lock. Oh man. Oh, if I live, which I doubt. Yeah, I died. That was just terrible. That was almost embarrassing, you know. I think I only got like 2 hits in. Alright, let's get this. Let's just run down there. We're gonna bypass all these guys. Just jump on them, see if I can't pull my head out of my ass and do this the right way. Oh, that's part of the problem. Oh no, I forgot about you. Hang on, let's kill him. And change shields. That's what the problem is. I was fat rolling because the shield, something has got me. I'm overweight. That's why I was fat rolling. That's why I couldn't move. Okay, let's change to that one. It's not nearly as... Well, it doesn't have as much protection, but as long as I can move faster, I won't have to worry about that much. Jeez. Alright, let's try this again. Come on, big boy, I think your time has come. Come and taste my blade. You big, ugly fuck. Staggered him, I don't believe it. Alright. Get behind him. Rolled the wrong way. Yes. Die, bitch. Let's go back and get our other souls up here from last time. Alright, now we can move on to the good stuff. I think we're going to wind this episode right here. And then we'll pick up the next episode at Firelink, and we will take you through the beginning of the tour of some of the new cool shit for this game. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you come back and watch the next episodes and keep with us, because I'm telling you right now, this game has just become so much better. You will be amazed at some of the wonderful things they have put in here and some of the great changes they have made. So next episode we're going to be going to Firelink and taking the tour. We're going to go on up in the tower early, and it's just, but once we start making the regular progression through Lothric Tower and everything, it does get a little bit more difficult. There are some things you're going to have to get used to. So we're going to head on up to Firelink and just make a quick little jaunt up there. And I think we're just going to stop it right here. And we shall see you all in the next episode. So